We, Åsa Ståhl and Kristina Lindström, are happy to present our paper Unmaking in the Aftermath of Design at this year's Participatory Design Conference 2020.
In this paper, the condition we respond to is that of the aftermath of design. Consequently, the issues that we engage with are not primarily those that emerge around new technologies, in use or during use, which participatory design has been focused on, but rather after use. We're made aware of how design matters also after use through reports on, for example, plastic waste not staying put after use, and polluted soil where there has previously been industrial design production going on. As participatory design practitioners and researchers, we therefore suggest and follow a shift in focus away from attending to matters and controversies that emerge in relation to new and emerging technologies, towards a shift that focuses on matters that emerge in the aftermath of use and the democratic engagement with those matters.
So to respond to matters that emerge in the aftermath of design, we propose a shift from focusing on making to unmaking. And this proposal builds on an understanding of design as both creative and destructive. So in line with other calls to rework and rethink the foundations of design, we want to invite for hesitation regarding the assumption that all kinds of problems can be solved through the application of more design or more making. And instead, we suggest that perhaps a more appropriate response to harmful relations and matters that have emerged in the aftermath of design would be to unmake or to explore the practice of unmaking in order to make space for something else.
In the paper, we discuss two projects. Both engage with new and still speculative proposals for how to engage with or unmake matters in the aftermath of previous design. More specifically, one draws on a recent finding that common mealworms can biodegrade styrofoam. The other one draws on studies that show that plants can accumulate metals such as lead, copper, arsenic from the soil, and thereby the plants can clean polluted soil. It's called phytoremediation. In this presentation, we will focus on the latter project that is set in southern Sweden. And although it's well known in the area that former glass production has contributed to pollution in the soil, it's not given how to take care of it or who should do it. Some propose storing polluted soil in landfills. Some researchers in the area are exploring phytoremediation. To further explore this still speculative way of unmaking the polluted soil, together with people living in the area, we crafted an invitation where we asked people to pick a place that they thought was in need of care. The participants were also asked to pick one or several seeds that we had brought. The seeds were chosen because of their capacity to accumulate particular metals from the soil, metals often used in glass production. At the same time, the plants have other capacities, such as growing into plant protein.
So together with those who responded to the invitation, we have visited places that they cared for, such as a dump in the forest, a former railway station that turned into a leisure area, as well as gardens. And in some of these places, the aftermath of the former glass production was easy to notice. And in other cases, traces from the past were less obvious. And during these visits, several participants also engaged in conversations of past ways of living in these areas, such as dumping things in the forest or children playing in the leftover materials from the industries. Meanwhile, the participants, together with us, started to speculate on the possibilities of unmaking the polluted soil through the plants that we had brought. However, several participants also voiced their concerns regarding this proposal. How to mark the area where plants would be growing? Would birds be in danger if they ate seeds from the sunflowers? Are any of these plants invasive? And what about waste handling infrastructures that can handle plants once they have accumulated these heavy metals? And in parallel to these more future-oriented what-if questions, several participants raised questions concerning the what is in the now. And so, for example, during our visits, we were asked, is the soil in my garden polluted? Is it okay to eat greens already growing there? Or have they also accumulated heavy metals?
The invitation to plant seeds didn't feed into a new iteration of a design process. Rather, it taught us something about the condition of the aftermath and the possibilities of unmaking matters that have emerged in the aftermath of design. It prompted the participants to revisit past ways of living in specific places in this area, and in particular, how infrastructures, regulations, and practice of waste handling have changed over time. Several participants also articulated critical questions and risks related to unmaking polluted soil through phytoremediation. So rather than embracing this proposal, many participants, as Kristina just mentioned, expressed the desire to know more about the soil they live close to and question if it would be safe to eat vegetables grown in their garden. And as seen in this image, we hosted a soil scanning workshop together with environmental scientists. A possible way of understanding the hesitation to plant seeds in polluted areas would be that they simply didn't believe in the possibility of getting rid of the pollutions. Rather, there was an understanding that the pollution would have to be continuously lived with. And getting to know the soil would be one way of developing situated knowledges that can help navigate between the known and unknown, between the doable and non-doable. So taken together, the two different proposals to unmake matters did not emerge as easy fixes or universal solutions to well-defined problems. Instead, it could be said that the invitations to put these proposals to work in more or less doable ways also participated in unmaking the proposals, or at least troubling them.
So to conclude, in this paper, the condition that we as participatory design practitioners and researchers respond to is that of the aftermath of design. And consequently, the issues that we engage with are not primarily those that emerge in use, but rather after use. And those with the stakes are thereby not only users, but humans as well as more than humans that in different ways are affected by waste produced by and through design. Furthermore, we suggest that the condition of the aftermath of design requires a shift in the mode of engagement. So for participatory design, this involves a shift from inviting to participate in making and creating new technologies to inviting to participate in unmaking harmful matters such as plastic waste or polluted soil that have emerged in the aftermath of previous makings. And unmaking, as we see it, is not just a matter of unmaking harmful materials, but on a broader scale, we also hope that this work can participate in the unmaking of progressivist and anthropocentric imaginaries in order to make space for a design practice that takes a responsibility for its past and how it matters for what is yet to come. Thank you.
Thank you.